Maya with In Alliance Movement. I am doing this video for my students at Metro State University. We are working on the intermediate mat exercises. I had just done a video that showed Annie from Pilates Downtown in Denver, who was performing the actual beginning exercises of hundreds, roll up, single leg circle, rolling like a ball, the stomach series, and spine stretch. I am going to continue from there. I'll start with a spine stretch into the exercises we've been working on. And at any point, if you need to modify or up level it, please do so. Also keep in mind that for any new exercise regimen, always consult with the doctor first if you are unsure if this is right for you today. All right, let's get started. We talk a lot about some of our prep exercises or centering. For centering, it's to find where I can come out of my tense positions that hold my alignment off balance. So for me, I'm really good at arching my back. So for me, for a centering exercise right now, I'm going to go ahead and widen my back with a breath. I'm going to try and do that and pull my belly to my spine, widening my low back without actually sitting on the back of my sit bones. For me, sitting more towards my thigh bones of those sits bones is best, and then changing my rib cage to find where I can be more aligned. So, starting with the crown of my head, I inhale, exhale, starting from the top, I go progressively, sequentially through my body until my pelvis has to move, and then I take my pelvis back onto my seat and line myself back up. Inhale. I will not be doing all the reps today. I would drag my heels in without grabbing my mat, and actually for today I'm going to pull my seat more forward, grabbing on the top of my shins for open leg rocker. I'm going to show this whole thing. I reach my hamstrings away from me, opening the front of my hip by igniting the back of my leg, bringing both legs up. I could squeeze a magic circle between my inner thighs if I had it. And then from here, I'm going to first balance. I'm trying to find a place, whether my knees are bent or straight, where I could rock my spine without losing the distance between my shoulders and my shins. And balance. I'm not actually coming all the way up, because then I lose my legs when I lose my spine. I keep my spine in this gentle flexion, and I move from the bottom like a wave, came up and over, and then exhale. And rest. Saw. Spiraling the spine, starting at my head, exhale. Looks similar to spine stretch that we did a moment ago. And when I was doing the other video for the teaching with Annie, well, we found that pulling Annie's belly back with my hands like a sash gave her something to reach away from without releasing from her pelvis. And legs together for swan. Coming onto my belly, I'm trying to open the front of my hips, trying to get out of this position, so I might pick my behind up and then drop it back down, letting the front of my hips relax, palms pressing right underneath my underarms. Toenails clicking down, and then I'm thinking of the bottom of my pelvis reaching onto my legs and those toenails as I float my eyes along the mat, along the floorboards, along the wall. And right here, instead of pushing down with my hands or with my pelvis, I actually just think of letting my eyes lead me up. And I discover that I use just enough tension in my palms, just enough in my hamstrings, just enough with those toenails clicking down to get hip extension, spinal extension, and right here I'm pulling the heel of my hand back. And again, I could even just go here, lift my arms up, feel my upper spine, my upper shoulders, my shoulder blades working, and then I could press down and go further. Exercise we're trying to get to is swan dive. I lift my hamstrings. Exhale. And eventually, and I stretch that out, lovely. Single and double leg kick. I like to start my arms long. I wrap my triceps so that my palms begin to face each other if I turn my entire arm. I drag my elbows in, fist with my palms, and I pull my spine forward for length, opening in the front of my hips. And then I begin. I lift my knee just a little bit to get into that hamstring, and I go kick, kick, switch in the air, kick, kick, and inhale and exhale. And I clasp my hands behind my back. If this works for you, this is lovely. Magic circle here would be nice. Also, here we go. Legs stay together. I let my shoulders relax. I inhale for nothing. Actually, I inhale for everything because that just released tension out of my low back, gave me space in my upper back. And then I exhale and I kick 3 times. Kick, kick, kick. I'm gonna click my feet down, roll my shoulders up, bring my shoulder blades together to turn my head. And as my eyes go forward, my palms press back and my spine is stretched with length. And I turn my head the other way. And this can be done with your legs off also. A transition here right into swimming. And I go. And sitting back. Let's go ahead and do a shoulder bridge into side kicks into seal. My arms go by my side. If I tend to be here, I'm going to breathe up into my collarbones and shrug my underarms up. Once I feel more space here, I may have an arch in my back or my ribs up again, but I'm going to press my upper arms back with more strength now because they're higher up. And then I'm going to find where I can change my ribs and my pelvis and then begin taking the bottom of my pelvis up first. Opening the front of my hips with the rotation of my pelvis, opening my chest here, relaxing my neck, and I'm going to stay here and bend my elbows. If I have the facility to do this, I will, or I can put a yoga block underneath. If not, I could leave my arms here. The idea is that you have some support for your pelvis. Slide your right leg down and lift the leg up. Exhale and come down. We have not learned this in class yet, but showing it so you can see how the idea is giving you hip extension, spinal extension, and coming back down. So it'd be done on both legs, but just to show you that was there. Side kicks, finding the back of the mat, legs at the front, top hand pressing down towards my belly button. I'm going to show this today with my head behind my hands behind my head, and I'm going to show it in a tripod position so that I'm on the bottom ball of the foot, but it can be done parallel as well. It can also be done here or here. Here we go, lift the top leg up, kick it front, pulse and back. The idea is that my leg is moving first. If my pelvis moves when I get to the back, it's for the hip extending, spine extending. I don't need so much flexion of the spine when my leg comes to the front. Not as beneficial for me. And we go, kicking it up and down. Go ahead if you'd like to pause and go into the other side, if you'd like to pause the video, but I'm going to take us right into seal. To finish, hands come in, around, and press onto the top of my shins. I push my shins and palms into each other, and thinking of almost that same position we were just in for open leg rocker, I pull my belly away from my thighs and I go clap, clap, clap. Inhale, clap, clap, clap. Exhale, clap, clap, clap. Inhale. Eventually I would finish, cross my legs, and stand up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps.